Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start this list of upcoming various strategy subgenres with Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles. You will create your own fortified settlements within the haunting and eye-catching landscapes. The core gameplay here is focused on wildly building across the rocky cliffs and crags of the world. Light resource management and story elements bring your creation to life while giving a voice to its inhabitants and allowing you to expand it with exotic new build options. Also, it's not just a simple city builder. The threat is real and the battles will be glorious here. Don't ask why, just look, you will be fighting dragons with airships. How cool is that? The game itself is a spin-off of the Falconeer, a beautiful air combat game created by a solo developer with an epic hair and released in 2020s. So this guy, while not being a star of the game development world yet, is not a newcomer to the job by all means, and we will probably get a great city builder real-time strategy game here and kick some dragon ass. Homeworld free. After remastering the first two Homeworld games and releasing Deserts of Karak, it was just a matter of time and greed for developers to decide and start making a third part of this epic strategy game. Homeworld 3 looks beautiful, and I only hope that it's not an old game with a new skin on the outside. I hope they present us with some innovations and, you know, stuff that was restricted by technology back in the days when Homeworld 1 and 2 came out. Now all those restrictions are lifted and we can hope for something literally out of this Homeworld. Also, I was very pleased to hear that composer of previous games, Paul Ruskay, is back to create some more amazing tracks. Homeworld had one of the best space soundtracks I have ever heard. Middle Eastern notes created an image in my head of riding camels at night in the middle of a desert, and that was somehow like a metaphor for traveling through the endless cosmos with your metal spaceship armada. Crown Wars: The Black Prince. A member of turn-based strategies. To be honest, when I started making this list, I thought that turn-based games will completely dominate this video. But among about 600 of upcoming turn-based games, I have found only a few games worthy of your attention. And yeah, I shuffle a lot of information while making my videos. I never go to other YouTubers, I make all the list on my own and it takes a lot of time. Anyway, Crown Wars. So here you are, the head of noble family seeking glory in this tactical turn-based strategy game. You will fight enemy factions and battle an evil force that has corrupted the highest tiers of power and is exploiting the conflict for its own gain through a violent and mysterious cult, which is probably forcing people to put pineapples into potato salad. So from your castle, your seat of operations, you will recruit, equip and train your soldiers to fight your puny, pathetic enemies and protect your own. You will also be able to upgrade your castle, forge ties with other families and manage your resources wisely. Looks like a really interesting title. Tempest Rising. Many real-time strategy and especially Command & Conquer fans were waiting for something like this for years, and finally that wait is almost over. Tempest Rising is set in a modern-day alternative history war scenario. It features 3 unique factions, each with its own approach to combat and economy, thus offering a variety of strategies. You will take on a role of commander of highly mobile and advanced peacekeeping corps in 2 15-mission campaigns that will allow you to customize your army for each mission. All 3 factions will be asymmetrical, each featuring distinct economy and playstyle, so we are cheering for that already. Also, skirmish, custom games and ranked multiplayer matchmaking will be available, so you will be able to actually measure how bad you play. Rogue Command. This may not be the prettiest game in this list, but hey, who are we to judge someone's beauty? Also, the most important thing is gameplay, and the latter is looking rather cool. Here you will use the engineer to construct the base and start building up your army, scout your enemy to form a plan of attack and control your units to outmaneuver your opponent. While RTS players will feel immediately at home, Rogue Command switches up the game a bit. Instead of learning build orders, each run of a game opens new ways to play. After every level you will have to choose between 3 blueprint cards that add a new building to your arsenal, like factories, support buildings, turrets or super weapons. All of that sounds really fun, and you know what? You can download and play Rogue Command demo absolutely free on Steam right now. Stargate Timekeepers. It is a real-time tactical strategy game in which you lead a team of specialists through a story-driven campaign featuring an original narrative set in a Stargate SG-1 universe. You will sneak a newly formed team behind enemy lines, use your character's unique skills and craft a perfect plan to unravel a time loop mystery and defeat evil aliens. Stargate Timekeepers departs from the end of the Season 7 of the Stargate's main plot to create an original story unfolding over 14 narrative-rich missions. games. So it seems like if you are not a fan of Stargate and never saw the show, it may be a hard thing to understand everything and take it seriously. I, for example, have watched SG-1, about 4 seasons of it before giving up, because honestly the theme of Egypt was very boring to me. Anyway, I may try the game as well, although I liked Stargate Atlantis way more. I watched the whole show twice already. Mr. McKay was the best character ever. And honestly, when they introduced Jason Momoa to the show, I was thinking that among all these actors, anyone can become a real Hollywood star except that guy. That aged like milk, I'll be honest, like pineapple in the potato salad. Anyway, the game looks good, let's wait and find out if it plays good as well. Company of Heroes Free. Game will take you to the Mediterranean front of World War II. During the non-linear single-player campaign on a large global map filled with dozens of classic real-time missions, you will fight in Italy and in North Africa. So, more Mussolini and less Hitler this time. I don't know if that is better, probably not. And let's be fair, in the real world it's hard to imagine anyone sane who would say that more Hitler is better than less Hitler. I guess that doesn't count with video games. One of the biggest novelties in the gameplay model will be an active pause, which will appear only during single-player missions. It will enable you to take chill actions even in the most heated moments of battle, so you can eat your potato salad without stress. War Hospital. The year is 1917. You are Major Henry Wells, a retired British combat medic drafted back and thrown into the nightmare of World War I. Understaffed and undersupplied, you are the last bastion of hope for countless soldiers at the French front. So here you will treat horrible war injuries as the commander of Field Hospital. Build a facility to heal them while the artillery shells explode nearby. Use real World War I equipment and see how your tools and methods evolve. Here you will build a micro-community of lifesavers and survivors. You will kindle hope in your staff and soldiers, and bring a speck of normalcy by inspiring periods of ceasefire. So it is a war-themed game focused on saving lives and not taking them. So now ask yourself a question. Can you become the best penis doctor of World War I? I think you can. You have my trust. And the game looks cool. We really need more World War I games. The Great War, Western Front. Speaking about World War I and more games like that, this is another rare specimen in the strategy gaming world, a World War I RTS. And to raise your enthusiasm even more, I should probably say that developers of the Great War worked on the original Command & Conquer game before leaving Westwood and founding their own studio almost 20 years ago. So here you will pick your faction and lead your forces to victory by directing your armies in gritty real-time battles and by guiding high-level decisions. You will dig detailed trenches, research new technologies such as poison gas and tanks, and make decisions that will have a profound and lasting effect on your success or failure, more likely. Manor Lords. I played the demo and I can officially say that the visuals of Manor Lords are great, especially when you zoom in and see all that beautiful grass, all that beautiful graphic card smelting grass. Yeah, my new PC froze 2 times while I was playing. The goal of the game is to build a fully functioning medieval city. You start by building a hunting lodge, wood-cutting structures, peasant huts, all that necessary trifle, and end up with a huge prosperous city of Cold Beerburg or Potato Saladistan or whatever name you could think of. The resources are littered across the map, encouraging you to expand and establish multiple specialized settlements. So basically at first you build a few smaller villages and then connect them through your own network of roads, and later use those roads so your army could reach your enemies quicker. Yeah, this is not just a city builder, it's a whole medieval ecosystem, starting with constructing cute houses near the forest and ending with bloodshed, like every legit medieval story. Urban Strife. This is an old-school looking turn-based post-apocalyptic strategy game. Here you will recruit deranged locals in your militia, befriend local factions and fight those who you hate. With all the benefits of the Unreal Engine, real bullet ballistics day-night cycle, fire with dynamic material consumption and spread advanced sound propagation mechanics, AI NPCs with independent lives and faction-based morals. Also hunger, thirst, wounds and sickness, advanced modding support and hordes of zombies. You will start as an amnesiac survivor rescued half-dead by the kind people. You need to rise up and become a true leader, rebuild the pillaged camp and bring hope back to the hearts of the survivors. Not gonna lie, all that looks and sounds impressive. Let's hope they will live up to their words as well. Zephon. This looks like a treat for gamers who like Civilization and Heroes of Might and Magic. Zephon looks like some kind of hybrid. Developers are promising complex, nuanced battle system where victory is achieved by a matter of skill and not just by sheer numbers. You'll also get a fair share of diplomacy, research, exploration and city building. And you will never guess the actual genre of this game. It is a post-apocalyptic horror survival strategy. That is definitely something new in this field and I am really excited for this game. This may be a real treat for strategy lovers, no doubt. Godsworn. This is a fantasy RTS where you will take control of a divine hero, gather worshippers, rally great armies of mortals and mythical creatures, and crush your enemies to prove you are worthy to lead these lands. Protect your followers and burn your enemies with the light of the sun as the goddess Saule, or strike under the cover of darkness as the moon god Menace. By reading that, for me it is obvious that these gods are from Baltic mythology, which is shared between Lithuanians and Latvians. And I like that not only because I am Baltic myself, but because finally someone grew balls big enough and decided not to go with mainstream Greek or Egyptian or, famous Estonian mythology, but rather took an original turn. Game looks nice. I will definitely cover more of Godsworn in my channel in the future. Miasma Chronicles. I definitely stumbled upon this game by accident while shuffling through hundreds of upcoming games. At first I was like,
no way some indie game looks this good.
And it isn't. It's a new project of the creators of the famous Mutant Year Zero. The game itself is a tactical RPG strategy adventure where you will embark on a quest across post-apocalyptic wasteland torn apart by a savage force known only as the Miasma. As you can already see, you will play as Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, and the biggest helper in your journey will be Ciri from The Witcher 3. Now you're thinking,
he is probably kidding, right?
but you are not sure, am I? Well, yes, of course I am, but you can't shake the resemblance. So in this game you will explore things in real time, but the combat is very strategic, turn-based and with the elements of RPG. Looks good. I will definitely talk about this game in the future. Stormgate. This is a very cool free RTS, although with just a few seconds of actual gameplay available. So this is a real-time strategy being made by former Blizzard employees, including developers who actually worked on Warcraft 3 and Starcraft 2. You will explore an interesting story and campaign missions where science fiction and fantasy collide, and you will be able to do that solo or cooperatively. Also battle opponents around the world on competitive 1 versus 1 ladder, or team up with your friends to challenge AI in cooperative modes. For example, you can play a campaign along with your friend. Stormgate is using Unreal Engine 5 and looks really great even in the early stages of development. Minecraft Legends. After a successful attempt in the action RPG genre with Minecraft Dungeons, which by the way has 91% of positive review score on Steam, Microsoft decided that they want more in order to create a member of the strategy genre, and they call the upcoming game Action Strategy. The description of the game is very vague, it's hard to understand how things will be unraveling gameplay-wise, but it seems that you will be commanding armies of villagers against the opposing Piglin forces, all while participating in the large-scale battles as yourself. You will also be able to construct some buildings and make more warriors, but it's hard to understand if you will be able to command these warriors by yourself or just give them approximate instructions, like
Attack now!
and they will do that with the help of AI without your participation. Well, it may be an interesting game, or a flop, we will see. Barkhan. Well, it may look like, but it's totally not a Dune game. Absolutely not. This planet is not Arrakis, and it's not teeming with sandworms. Oh no, these are all sand snakes. Yeah, sand snakes, you heard right. So you would probably be absolutely surprised when I say that Barkhan actually means a crescent-shaped dune mostly encountered in Turkestan. Well, it's actually a way better name than, for example, the lump of sand, which you could expect from a project like that. So here you will be digging, not spice obviously, but rare minerals, and we'll do that as one of two clans, Clan of Power or Clan of Will, which are not alternatives to Harkonnen and Atreides in any way. All the resemblances are miraculous coincidences. It's proven by science. Anyway, if you want, you can already try the demo version of the lump of sand on Steam and be eaten by some sand snake. To be honest, game doesn't look bad. Not bad at all. SpellForce, Conquest of Eo. When I saw this title, my eyes were as wide as the bottom of your mama. I swear, my Heroes of Might and Magic loving heart was warmed by the looks of new SpellForce, which is, for the first time, I think, not an RTS, but a turn-based strategy. And of course, because of that, it will get hate from ranty RTS fans, so for its own sake, I really hope that it will be a great game. Anyway, here you will command mighty heroes and will send armies on countless quests. Fill your books with spells to grow your power and raise your wizard's tower to become the greatest mage of all time. From the humble beginnings of your small wizard's tower, you will send your minions and heroes to explore the realms of Eo and show everyone who is the best Harry Potter of these lands. Game features unique heroes, rune and artifact crafting, and procedurally generated campaigns. Sounds cool, I will definitely try the game when it's released. Dungeons 4. Aha, at last, a treat for fans of Dungeon Keeper and dungeon management games in general. Third part of Dungeons was released in 2017, so let's be honest, a very long time ago. You will build a cozy and comfortable dungeon to suit your creature's needs and rule over them. Then send those cuties out into the overworld to kindly remind the good people living there that the absolute evil rules over their lands now. If they say
No.
and they will say
No.
then you will unleash evil upon the lush green forest and plains to turn them over to the dark side. But make sure that your dungeon is well secured by traps and defended by your creatures. You know, you can never be too careful. You don't want your evil to be stolen and sold in local markets in the upper world. All evil must belong to you and only you. Agony, Lords of Hell. After all these years, we're finally getting an RTS game for adults with boobies on every corner. He will take over the chaos of hell, which was abandoned by its original rulers. Yeah, Satan himself just quit, and now hell is in shambles, consumed with never-ending wars between various demons and their slaves. He will take on the role of a new king of the underworld and begin the construction of your empire, conquering more and more land. I mean, more and more hell. Here, full RTS experience awaits you. Construction of new buildings, gaining and arming new followers, developing your cities, spreading the cult of your character among the conquered lands, ruling over puny humans and powerful demons, and fighting mighty lords of hell. This game looks awesome. I am really excited about this one. Not just because of boobs, but you know, they help. Terra Nil. This is a reverse city builder strategy about ecosystem reconstruction. You will turn a barren wasteland into ecological paradise complete with different flora and fauna, then clean everything up, leaving the environment pristine. I am a nature lover, but I also understand that mostly rich countries can allow themselves to have a beautiful untouched environments like that. For example, I'm kinda ashamed of my country Lithuania for cutting down so many trees in the forests. Many places I used to go camping with my friends just a decade ago are plain fields now. Well, it is fair to say that in the former forest areas they planted tiny tree sproutlings. You know, it's European Union here and they proudly call it reforestation. But it will take like 100 years for those sproutlings to grow and resemble anything close to what it was. So is it a reforestation? No, it is not, it's greed. Yeah, anyway, Terra Nil will help us to imagine a better future. Jagged Alliance 3. In this sequel of legendary tactical strategy turn-based franchise, you can select from a huge cast of mercenaries with their own unique personalities, quirks and backstories. Then go out and explore the land as you meet new people, earn money, grow your team and ultimately make your own decisions that will decide the country's fate. You will also find a campaign that you will play alone or with friends in online co-op mode. Control territory, train the locals, command multiple parties and defend against enemy forces in an alive, active world. You can customize your weaponry and even decide on the fate of the country in an open RPG structure. So it looks like a great treat for XCOM and Gears Tactics fans. The Darkest Star. Space strategy genre is definitely not living its best times, and there are only a few upcoming titles. I don't know why, but I can only guess that it's kinda scary even for strategy lovers. It is too difficult. I remember when I played Stellaris, and during my first half an hour of playtime I failed to realize how to build spaceships. It seems like the Darkest Star will be more user-friendly, and it has very nice mechanic implemented. Some weapons take multiple turns to reach targets. You know, because space is vast and not everything is happening at once, so it gives you or your opponent time to maneuver and defend. That reminds me of chess, when you suddenly realize the planned next move of your opponent, and you have to come up with a solution of how to defend, or you know, wait for a moment when he turns away so you could switch the figures. Laysara, Summit Kingdom. I will say honestly, this list is not top 20, it's actually a bit bigger. And that happened because when I finished the list, I keep finding more and more great looking games that I couldn't ignore, and Laysara Summit Kingdom was one of those games. It is a real-time strategy city builder with a pause, meaning that you can issue commands while eating delicious potato salad without any stress. So here, during a campaign or a sandbox playthrough, you will establish multiple towns, each on a unique mountain with its own traits. Each mountain also comes with a new set of challenges. They differ in shapes, vegetation zone layouts, resource availability, and weather conditions. One of the ever-present dangers you will have to deal with are mighty avalanches. You can't stop them obviously, but you can take precautions and be prepared. Forest the key areas to create natural barriers, build artificial ones to redirect rushing masses of snow, or trigger the avalanche early while it's still manageable. These are really interesting mechanics. I never saw anything like that in any other game. And now, if you enjoyed this list, I can only recommend you to watch another 20 upcoming RPG games. Take a look at what the future holds. This video is awesome, and so are you, my friend. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.